welcome to Of Butterflies and Things, and today we have something special, a project of my own. Hello, we're still here, and my sister is still behind the camera, and yeah, that's the way that is.
Right. So, what have you got for us today?
Well, I'm working on a project of my own. I have, which may or may not end up in resin, but at the moment it's still 3D printed. Because I went to see Star Wars: The Last Film, and I loved it. I know lots of people hated it, but I loved it.
We don't believe naysayers.
It was
good.
It was good, and I was inspired to, do a little creating. So I created Rey. Still undressed, but that's part of the project. She is, at the moment, she's 3D printed. My 3D printer is getting a little on in age, so her face is not quite as pretty as I want her to be. But part of the project is that I have found somebody to print on a resin printer, which is much finer detail in skin color. So I've ordered her head and her hands, and if I have money I'll order her arms as well, because her costume is pretty armless, so I need to show those, and I will replace those parts with the 3D printed parts, and they should be much nicer, and then I can do a face up as well. So this is the project, is to make her actually in the right character. I have a friend who's doing the costume for me, and I'm very excited about it.
I can see double lines in thighs for movability.
Yeah, she has mobility thighs, so if when that doesn't look very interesting over here, but once you get down there, it's more interesting, because what it does is make the entire leg move, so you can put the foot out and you can make the leg do that.
Yeah, you can't do that without those double mobilities.
This actual extra line is actually from the printing, so the line that you would see in the result is only this one.
Okay,
so let me undo her. So this is the actual cut. If you didn't have that, and that's
called mobility thighs.
That's called the fact that this is a two-part thing, and that this one can twist like that is called mobility thigh. If you couldn't do that and you wanted to put like the leg out and you want to bend it like that, so I'm gonna put my fingers on here and do the whole thing. This is what would happen, and she can't. You know,
you have to start taking it out of the socket.
Yeah,
not so comfortable, I would say.
Yeah, indeed. So mobility thigh is a good thing. Yeah, so that's the part one of the project. Part two is that she is the heroine of the story. However, she's not alone.
No.
And the anti-hero, or so the villain / anti-hero / possibly hero of the story is, of course, Kylo Ren, which I also made. I'm gonna... Hello.
So how tall is he?
I think he's 67 tall, and she's a 58. But I'm not quite sure, because that's usually the way it happens. I have to actually measure him, but I think he's 67 officially tall. So, but he is a tallie, and I'm gonna put her down because that's a little bit hard to explain. And he is partly black, and it's not because he's Kylo Ren, because yeah, he does wear black. It's because I ran out of colored, of skin-colored filament, and I couldn't. There is no more available right now, so
I think it suits.
It actually does suit him. I had a choice of go white or go black, and so I sort of went, okay, I might as well.
Definitely black.
Definitely black. He's also going to get a resin head and some resin hands, and he's going to get an outfit from made by my friend, and yeah, so I'll be able to get him a proper face up. I printed him some eyes as well. So these are the type of eyes I prefer for a more mature sculpt. So there's the tiny irises so they look more realistic.
Yeah, definitely. The hair works as well.
Oh, the hair is absolutely dreadful. This hair is my wig that I have that any new doll comes in that doesn't have a wig and actually can wear black, because not all of them can. Sometimes it looks terrible. They get this wig until I get a proper wig. Basically, his hair, the actor's hair, which in the character and the actor have the same hair, is that sort of more like this, and more of a wave in it. So it's not that bad, but this is an absolutely disgusting wig.
It looks good from this, from my perspective here.
I know, because it's the right cut. It's accidentally the right cut. But I did buy a wig for him. So I haven't actually, I've only just unpacked it, so I haven't tried it on yet. So we can try it on. Let me sit him down. Down you go, down you go. Actually, you can see quite easily here that he has the mobility thighs, because the cut is here. I had to reprint his mobility thighs because I made him first too tall and then shorter. I have this other fellow over here. He is the earlier version. I think I've reprinted his thighs like 5 times to get it right. So he's a little bit broader than this one, but I didn't like the shape of the broadness.
So when you talk about, oh, I printed this, I printed that, you're really saying this was the 4th or 5th attempt in printing, and this is how it came out, because it sounds so easy.
Yeah, well, the print always comes out, because whatever I tell the printer to do, it does. So that's not the problem. It's me designing it that's the problem.
But that's not that easy.
It's not that easy. For this one, there was some in between. So I have a bunch of torso parts lying about now. I could make like 3 other dolls, but I have to print the arms and the legs. So you can see this torso is quite a bit shorter and his legs are longer. And I decided I didn't want that, so I made the legs a little shorter and the torso a little longer.
Yeah. I think it works on the new doll. It works. Yeah,
I think
well.
the proportions are better. So yeah, I did that, and then after a while, you get really, really, really sick of having to redesign everything again and again and again. So I designed one with 4 arms, just because I could.
Did you have too much coffee?
Not enough tea. That's the problem. So he has 4 arms, just to know that I could. So this is only the chest part. It has like the, sort of like this is how you have to see it. and they even put in some holes where you can put on wings next, jointed wings.
Of course.
Just because I could.
Yeah, you need some wings.
Well, he's the angel of death, isn't he? So yeah. I was just being silly. Yeah, I'm gonna put on his new wig. So we're going down. Down we go. Why do you do that? Yeah, this wig is a wonderful wig. It's going to go back in its box for a new doll to try. This is a much nicer wig. It is a Chinese wig from Fa Cha O. And so he has an offset for his hair, so I'm going to do that. I can't see anything, so I'm trusting that it doesn't look horrible. It looks horrible.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't look too horrible. So
that looks like a female wig to me.
It is a female wig, but I'm going to take scissors. I'm going to take scissors to it, unfortunately, for the wig.
Actually, it looks good on him on this end, from this end.
So it's probably going to have to be
something
like that. So this has more of the wave that he has, that the character and the actor has. Side part here, he's got quite a way off side part. So, but that's going to have to be a cutting thing, which may or may not happen in the next video, but I don't know yet. Can I work myself up to doing it?
Yeah.
And I also got a wig for Rey was and is so hard, because this is not the ultimate wig. Let me take her down. Hello. This one is actually a doll wig that actually doesn't is not a ball-jointed doll wig. It's a more regular, old-fashioned type of wig. It also had some wispy curls to the side, which I tucked inside.
The wig's moving.
The wig's moving?
This one.
I need to turn it around. Oh, yes it is. Oh, that's not nice. Okay. So, and I need to comb it again because it's getting a little bit wispy. She actually has quite straight hair, but the color and the way it's cut, the most ball-jointed doll wigs tend to be much too much. You know, like even this, I mean, he's got gorgeous hair.
Yeah.
And she has wonderful hair, but she has people hair and not doll hair.
People tend to have nowhere near as thick hair as they do in the movies, and even in the movie, this is even more than the movies. Yeah. Well, they usually put hair pieces in on practically all the actors.
Yeah, except that she didn't, and I wanted to say about her as well, because she's, as a female, most of the dolls that people make, including my own doll, but then she's my shape, so they have a really tiny waist, and the actress Daisy, I forgot her name, I'll come back to it. Daisy she's well trained because she has to do an action role, and she looks like this, not
super abs.
Super abs, and
Lovely
basically that
abs.
means that her torso runs parallel all the way down. She does not have a waist like if you don't do the training, you know. So that's why I made her the waist to fit that. I wanted them to be maybe not exactly like the actors, but to be the same shape.
The characters, yeah. It's a mini-me.
Mini-me for the body as well, but not in the extreme. I mean, I didn't go look and measure the actual size. I wanted to look the same. That's why I had so much trouble trying to get his upper body right, because he has very wide shoulders, but they are... I had to sort of make an interpretation of the wide shoulders instead of doing the wide shoulders, because this is a doll and not a person, you know?
Yeah.
So it's more of an interpretation of that than it is actual. It's the same for her.
Yeah.
So they're both getting resin heads, and I'll have to find some eyes too. And it's going to be really difficult to find him some boots, because he's going to need some serious bootage. She's going to get boots that actually belong to the costume, so that's basically that's it. Introduction for this. This is part 1.
Nice.
Do we like the wig? It's a little bit curly for him. It makes him look too feminine. One of the interesting things about Adam Driver, who plays Kylo Ren, of course, is that...
Straighten his head a bit.
Okay. Excuse me.
Make him look at... That's better.
He actually has a quite lopsided face. I'm sure anybody who's tried to make a drawing of him has noticed this.
Aww.
He is... I think that's why he's having put his hair offside parts. To compensate, and also the hair all around his face to compensate for the fact that it's not. There's nothing wrong with his face. It's just very unusually lopsided. That's all. It's the most lopsided I've actually sculpted. I sculpted quite a few, and usually the process I do for sculpting the face for a doll has a part that where it goes in symmetry, and then I leave symmetry and then go. Because there's no face that is actually symmetrical, but then I do some adjustments but basically most of it is roughly symmetrical. For him I had to start asymmetrical much earlier than I would have done for any other doll. It's really weird, but it looks good. I mean,
very good, and the wig, even at this length, looks quite lifelike.
I can try.
You could imagine that he'd been, growing his hair out during a crisis. He has no hair.
hair. Or was it man bun at the back? The other wig had a man bun.
Man bun.
Is this? Does it look okay? Because I can't see that from here.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna have to do some cutting. First, I'm gonna have to work up to doing some cutting. but that's the idea. Unless I come up with a much, much better solution. I mean, the next step is actually having wigs commissioned, and I was seriously thinking about it for Rey, because this is still way too much volume for her. Even as dowdy as this one is as doll wigs, it's still too much volume. And I can't do her hairstyle in this as well, because she has like the three little hair things, like three little bobbins here. And
well, she has an art and styling department right behind her.
and she has actual hair that comes from the actual head and doesn't need to start at a head cap and be in layers. So, but the commissioning of a wig is very expensive. It's gonna cost at least 200 to 300 euros / dollars for a commissioned wig in this size, in having it the way you want. So that's
a bit much.
It's actually, Rey is more in the running for a commissioned wig than Kylo. I think I'm going to be able to make Kylo a wig with trying like this. But Rey is more complicated.
Cool.
So that's the project.
Awesome.
If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. I guess.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.